So we're live again.
Fucking join us in the chat box.
We've been away for about a minute now, I think, maybe.
Kate never actually told me when we started.
Has anybody actually listened?
I don't know. We could have checked while we stopped that one.
Your eyes are so fucking red.
1 million people will be listening right now.
I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro.
Sorry,
fuck up.
I can't think I'm drunk, but I'm actually.
We didn't think this was going to last 3 hours.
Sorry.
No.
We were at the start.
We've been talking
started this
so
and we're like,
much shit. Sean, start us a conversation. What do you want to talk about?
I think.
We're talking about these fucking chilies, man. I'm dying still. I'm fucking dead.
I think we should get Fair to talk more because he's fucking hilarious.
Well, he's no hair. Fair's no hair.
I want to ask him about.
There's
I want to ask him about the vapor.
Let's talk about these chilies, Sean.
Wait,
man.
no.
Holy
I've got
fuck.
a conversation to bring up. Right at that second where you said, Sean, think of something to say. And then I went to say something, but then, well, not that you interrupted that, but you were still talking. I got a really strong deja vu.
Right?
Really strong.
Or being on here.
Yeah, just really strong deja vu. I'd never met you before in my life, but I felt like I'd been in that situation with you before. With this.
Could you go and get a Coke for the fridge, please?
There's one. No, there's one down there. There's one down there.
Oh, there's one there.
You're worried about the weed and you're talking about cocaine.
Oh shit.
Wait, are we on? Are we on again?
Bro.
No, yeah!
We're going to have fucking 3 hours left. Fucking hell.
Craig.
Fucking stuff.
Craig.
We told everybody the reason
Shut up.
for everybody coming up was the fucking 3 hours. Sean needs to get him.
No,
Sean's got to fucking pretend Edinburgh.
No, I'm not.
Shut up.
No,
Tell him about the police thing when you're like, oh,
That's
cocaine.
fine.
He thinks I'm fucking lying. Sean's actually planning on going to war.
No, well, no, I've got plans later on, but
Alright.
I'm not.
Which means he had plans earlier on.
No,
Please, Stephen.
but if you are doing another 3 hours, I'm fucking here, man.
We need to do 3 hours. We could do.
I've been here at a podcast for the past 3 hours. We've been chatting so much that we've decided to go for part 2.
Which you ruined the fucking rhythm
Which
of.
we're struggling to start because we're so drunk.
Because we're so... Well, they're so drunk.
Because Caz ruined the rhythm of the whole thing.
Oh, Caz in the drunk.
He is drunk people.
Where can we listen, guys?
I'm a sober capitalist.
Where can we listen to you? The capitalist is trying to plug your fucking podcast.
Speaker.com/BTN podcast.
Is it speaker or Spreaker?
Spreaker with an R.
With an R.
For the retards.
With a C, we are. Hello, whoever's just joined me, but I'm leaving you in the lurch. It's Damien. Hi, Damien. We're talking more.
No.
Could you pour my drink, please, Ronnie? Cheers, dog.
Cheers, can, babes. Where's the vodkas?
There.
Talking banter.
What were you saying, Sean? Sorry.
We are supposed to be doing
I just said I got really bad
We
deja
are
vu.
supposed to be doing
Really good deja
Caz
vu.
is talking. Sorry, what are you
Oh,
saying?
because I was on it.
No, not just you.
Ronnie.
But like the whole situation. I felt like I'd been... I was basically... I felt like I'd been at this table before. I have been at this table before.
Aye.
You know what? It was just... You said come up with a conversation and that went through my head. Because I
You're
did...
welcome to speak about anything you want.
Well, I find deja vu to be one of the really strangest psychological effects
We were there.
that like anybody could experience. And I remember watching a documentary about a small boy from Glasgow who had memories of like basically had memories of a previous life, is what they sort of said, right?
Fuck off.
Here, Caz, if you want.
He had memories.
Do you want this seat?
Oh yeah, right, cool. Sorry. This boy who was like 6-year-old, never left Glasgow at the time, had memories of being on the west coast on an island and at this beach.
I
and
watched
then
a documentary. It
was a few years ago. Watched that. It must
Is
have been
this
the same
when
one. Must have been the same one.
His
But
old family used to stay in a lighthouse.
something like maybe
Like, it was on
maybe.
a seafront though.
A seafront,
I don't know if
aye.
it was a
Yeah, yeah.
lighthouse.
That's
wee
right.
cottage maybe.
Fucking documentary.
Aye, it was fascinating though.
Aye,
Like
what a shite
this
though.
boy basically, like in the most realist terms, right? Basically, this boy fabricated some massive story, and the family followed it, and it all tied up, and like his story matched up with the real life stories of the people who lived in the house.
There's
that
like
he
a
described.
from a previous, like reincarnation or something like that. This is what they tried to claim that he was reincarnated.
Well, this wee boy obviously can nothing about that, but he basically was saying that in a previous life he was living in this. He was like, I've got memories of living in this different place, and then they went to that place and found out that all the stories he had of the family actually matched up with the family that lived there.
Did you buy it?
I didn't not buy it. I'm not saying it. I did believe it, but then the documentary I watched, I felt was it was like it wasn't fully information. You know what I mean? It wasn't like if I had a conversation with the boy himself, maybe then I would be able to make a proper decision.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Exactly. And to be honest, I found it fascinating and interesting, and I love the notion. Couldn't quite say that I believed it, but I couldn't quite say that.
But you couldn't explain.
I would never say he was a liar though. Like,
no,
it's not my place to say it. You know?
I probably would, but I wouldn't be able to back that up. It would just be an assumption that because he's young, he's probably lying, and it just so happened.
Whoa, man!
Kids like to make up these
No,
stories.
that's what I mean. Kids like to make up lies. I was
But
a lying cunt.
extraordinary how it all tied up.
Alright,
And in fact, it brings to mind basically. I'm actually annoyed at myself that I can't remember who wrote this book now. But there was a book written
Called
God knows, right? Basically, there was a right. Here's the very bare bones of the story, right? Details absolutely missing. You'll find them on Google. A book was written about a ship that went. It was out in sea. It got lost. They sort of ran out of supplies and that. And there was like so many. There was like 5 crew on the ship, and there was a young boy as well. And basically, to survive, they murdered the young boy. And this young boy was named in the book, obviously, right? Literally 10 years after that book was published, the exact same situation happened with a boat with like 5 crew members went out. The young boy with the exact same name got fucking eaten and murdered on this boat because they ran out of food and stuff.
Eaten
mess.
Eaten.
But I don't know, just weird coincidences like that, you know.
I love watching. I didn't believe in ghosts. I didn't actually believe in anything. Really, I'm very cynical.
But do you believe in love after life?
No. What?
Life after love. Love after love.
Love after life has different connotations.
Which is illegal in Egypt.
Is it?
What?
Aye.
Really?
In Egypt, if your wife dies, you're allowed one final pump.
One last hurrah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You get
necrophilia
one share,
on fucking
man.
way.
Get
Here's
one
a philosophical question
share
for you.
thinking shit.
Should it be illegal?
No, fuck no.
What, necrophilia?
What should
Yeah.
be illegal though?
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Necrophilia?
yeah. Should necrophilia be illegal?
No, shouldn't it, right? What
I
should be
would.
illegal? There's issues that can be illegal that are maybe tied into it. You can't murder somebody to pump them when they're dead, right?
Well, sure, that's it. Yeah, but
obvious.
that would be murder, not
Yeah,
necrophilia.
that's
I
obvious.
think-
Yeah.
And you can't dig somebody up that's already dead. But
Yep.
so the issue you've got there is the legal connotations surrounding how you got into that situation. If
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
legal connotations surrounding how you got into that situation,
Like
Yeah, sure.
like a coroner, like a coroner's working on a corpse. He's like, leave the room for a minute, guys.
Yeah.
Zip.
I-
That would probably be
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
bad. Imagine if you were the family and found out. No, that's fucked up, isn't it?
I actually know like the actual answer to this
All right, go.
because I'm a little fucked up.
Dear God.
It's not illegal to fuck a dead body. However,
Oof.
like you said, the other issues like non-consent, abuse of a body, all that shit, stress and
stress.
What?
Like, to
What?
the
Like-
victim's family and that.
Yeah. Like, so you can fuck a dead body, but if you're caught, that's not the illegal part. It's all the abuse and all that shit. That's
the
the
bits
illegal
around
thing.
it.
See, the problem I've got with that is
Which
consent requires a living body. You can't be charged for rape for shagging a pillow,
Are you still a human after you're dead?
and you're not.
But
You're just
You're just a shell, aren't you?
But you're Craig. What you're saying is like you can't be convicted for rape for sharing a pillow, which is true because the pillow can't then afterwards say that you raped them.
No,
So it requires one an unwilling participant that is then 2 going to then be like shouting out about it or like
Forced against their will.
well
Yeah.
they have to be forced against their will
that's
first,
what
but then
it's like the
secondly
dead
they
body.
have to actually speak up. So
They have to provide
you
the
have
evidence.
raped a pillow.
I disagree.
And you should be convicted for
disagree.
it. But that pillow will never ever testify in court.
I disagree because the definition of rape requires a sentient being to be there, which is not there in a dead human. It's not sentient.
Yes, but that dead body
But there is laws that
has
protect
not
remains.
consented. He
Can
hasn't
I
said,
also clarify
"Here,
before we carry
Caz,
on?"
when I'm dead, you can shag me."
Right?
Right? Don't
Or
take that. Do not take that out of context. That was
Quotations.
do not.
No, it's fine. I'm an objectivist. It's cool.
that
Runs off my back.
Like, you can't prove that, even if it's been written down and shit, because there's a case in China, shock, that somebody
So if we were to
signed up to be eaten and
so
necrophilia.
let's hypothetical situation. Say we both signed a contract that said I get to fuck you after you're dead. That's a binding contract still after you're dead, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
would that be
totally
illegal?
I think
Capitalist.
That should definitely.
You believe in
be
consensual contracts between two individuals.
That should definitely be fine. If there's a contract in place, you know.
Let's also make
But you can't prove it, and they don't say, well, she was manipulated into it, like all this time, because the thing with the fucking China, the guy consented to being eaten and then shagged after he died, and then that guy went to prison.
Yeah.
Even though there was a contract that was all set
No,
out,
I don't think he should have then. If he's consenting to it.
Because it could be like you don't have the other party
Is
to
it-
say this.
There's further issues there,
To
though.
say that it wasn't.
feds.
There's further issues there, though, because yes, one, you've got the permission now that it's no longer I would say it's no longer manslaughter or whatever. It's no longer against that person who's getting eaten, but there's still laws against eating humans. There's still laws against eating human flesh.
Should there be?
What's this?
Should there be?
Right. Excuse me.
I don't know.
This fucking.
Oh, hey! Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you we turned up late? Hey!
You're
Someone has just arrived,
Late.
folks.
Fucking late.
3 hours late.
We're meant to be finished. You
You know what? You know what? I'm
We're on
done
part
now. I'm
two,
going to
he's
hand
here.
it over to Martyn Sroka. You want to take a seat and introduce yourself?
We'll talk to Martyn Sroka right now.
Martin, my name's Caz.
We're
mate.
talking
We'll
about.
have fucking
Nice to
fun.
meet you.
Stealing that microphone off you.
Nice to see you as well.
We're talking
Is
about
it
Yes,
necrophilia.
Martin.
Aye.
Yes, it is nice to fucking see you.
What is up?
We were
fucking
briefly
kill
talking about whether necrophilia should be legal, and then we moved swiftly on to whether eating flesh should be legal. So, what do you think?
So,
Should eating flesh should be
Really,
legal?
I've missed all the best parts.
What?
Oh no, we're getting to the crux of it now.
You've missed the official event, Lord.
Let's miss everything that Caz said there. Let's just start this. What the fuck were you doing?
Oh yeah.
Where were you?
I was having a snooze and then a wee shower and then I had
So
to
you had
get...
a fucking sleep before you fought.
I had to get some drinks.
Pokeball wank.
But you haven't a
No,
It was.
I
love that he's got no context. He's got no fucking idea why we just said that.
Is that I'm just making up lies.
No, he's the fly.
So what happened, man?
So I think basically I was...
What happened for like in reality?
I'd high five you, but I can't.
In reality, I thought this
We
was
could
going to
do
be
some
on
weird
till-
kind of ET thing.
Never mind the
I'm
car.
not-
I feel
I'm not blowing. I'm fucking.
I feel warm inside now
Listen.
after that.
We're doing in fucking him.
Right.
Sober.
Sorry.
We're doing in fucking him now, right? Shut the fuck up. What's
Well,
happening?
hiya, how you doing?
Hello.
I kind of thought...
No, let's change now. You're
This has been a
saying,
coherent debate.
idiot.
I thought this was going to be on till like 11, 12, 1, 2...
You're full of fucking utter shit.
No,
I told you,
And-
we finish at 9 o'clock.
did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Past 9.
Twice I told you.
When?
On the messages that I sent you.
Oh, you never said it finishes at 9.
Evidence.
Well, I was like, oh, you never sent messages. I sent you messages, motherfucker. You were there.
Finishing at 9, I'm not sure. How's it going, everyone? Anyway.
You're alright, man, because we're still
What
going
basically
strong.
happened is you never read the messages.
What was it you're drinking?
Jura. Yeah, I got it.
Sound like.
I did really can you?
Are you allowed to drink
It's
something
like
like
a
this?
Scotch
Stephen,
whiskey.
please stop.
Have you allowed them to drink?
That's plenty. Sorry, we've got a conversation happening away from Mike.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Fuck's
I was
sake,
just
Caz.
asking Sean if he wanted to have a jam at some point, and
Alright,
then.
we totally got a jam on.
Yeah.
Folk with long hair are always getting music.
Oh
never appreciated
lower your expectations for me a wee bit.
Where can I hear you singing, Caz?
Give us a live performance now.
Cuddle.
we're doing a show soon on the 17th. I don't know if that's a public event though.
No, but is there anything that I could be interested in?
What kind of music is it?
Musicals.
Right music.
So
I
Disney
didn't-
Disney
I
musicals,
didn't
and
mean
Disney
to be-
songs and stuff.
Is it hip-hop?
I didn't
Not
mean
Disney
to
fan.
be mean to you.
Oh, how can you not be a Disney? Is there any other non-Disney fans in here? What's going on?
I'm not a fan, it's just
What?
that I've never bothered with it.
Right,
I'm
right.
not a fan of anything, I suppose.
Right. So if I asked you what's your favourite Disney movie, what would you say?
Lion King.
one.
That's the only one
It's a
that
good
I
one.
can think of.
That'll be
Right.
my
right.
penis, like.
High
I
School
think
Musical
Pixar's
1.
like-
I'm such a nerd. I have two favourites. I have a favourite story and a favourite score.
Oh! Pete's Dragon, sorry. I had
Pete's Dragon, yeah, the original Pete's Dragon. That's a good one. No
I know
songs
the
in
new
it
one.
though.
That's too corporate.
Oh, the new one's fucking
Oh,
nice.
the
Yeah.
corporation-based fucking.
Fucking capitalism.
Corporatism.
Corporatism.
Because I'm anti-corporatist as well. I'm not a corporation person. Not by any stretch. It's corporations that breathe and survive as a result of the state.
I've started fully accepting that I've got no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
How do you feel that it's for that long?
I've lately stopped using the word describing myself as a socialist. In passing, I was sort of say socialist, but in official.
That's because you're a libertarian, man. You just don't know it yet.
They ain't fucking ruining my good name.
No, you absolutely are. I'm outing you on this podcast right now. Craig is a libertarian. He's just in denial.
I know you were a failed politician, but I'll still call you a right? Let's just clear this up. So, in official settings, I've stopped calling myself a socialist because there's a very good chance that I'm wrong.
And there's loads of different schools. There's loads of different schools of libertarianism as well.
So, I've stopped using titles to describe myself, and I'd rather just describe...
In this world of identity politics, how can you survive?
I know.
How can you survive? You live and die by your labels, man.
I'm fucking so happy with this guy.
I'm a straight white male, and that's about as far as I go with labels.
Yeah.
Racist, sexist, pig.
White cisgendered male.
Scum.
I'm cisgendered as well.
Yeah.
I need to accept that one.
You oppress people. You oppress us all.
Privileged, I stay in Kennewy, Camden.
But you're white and you're a man, mate. You're fucked.
You're fucked.
You're white and you're a man. That's it.
I'm also overweight, so I get bullied.
Oh, you've got victim card there. Yep. You've got a victim card.
You are an asshole.
A guy with tits doesn't get away with it. Right?
You oppress all. You oppress all female, all blacks, all Asians, all what?
As a fat person who's drunk and got the boss to ask this, man. Wait, thin people, what's your opinions on fat people at the gym?
Fat people at the gym?
Fat people at the gym.
Well, they're going there to better themselves. I don't think there's right. I really like Milo Yiannopoulos. Right? Does anyone know who Milo Yiannopoulos is? Well, he's a very controversial alt-right character.
Milo I actually hate him.
I think he's amazing. Right? He's absolutely fucking great.
We're not talking about this Milo cunt that's on YouTube, right?
Yes, we are.
No, not the. You're talking about the transgender one, or are you talking about the alt-right?
Some cunt called Milo that goes on about saying that everybody's fucking against them and everybody should die because they're not.
No, that's the transgender one.
No, that's the transgender one. That's a different Milo. We're talking about another cunt who got he's a member of these kind of alt-right, and he's the one that says, "Oh, fat people shouldn't be in gyms because they're disgusting and they're really bad to look at." But he's also like a Katie Hopkins style kind of like contrarian. Like he'll just say something offensive because it's fucking hilarious, and he says lesbians don't exist. He's a gay man. He's a gay man. He's like gay men have been exclusively fucking each other for thousands of years, and women's sexuality is so fluid that they might as well, so flexible that they might as well just all be lesbians or none be lesbian. And it was like, it's fucking horrendous. Honestly, there's some of the stuff that comes out, and that's one of the ones I disagree with him on. Is he says fat people shouldn't go to gyms. I'm like, fat people they're going to gyms to better themselves. That should be fucking celebrated. You should be taking a piss. You should be going to.
They're the only ones that should be going.
Well, if anyone's got a right to go, it's them, innit? You know, it's
they're the gym bud.
Well, we've got.
Fuck, you're laughing at.
Are you calling me fat?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not fat. I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
Asshole.
I got too much happiness.
Insert everybody's crap Cartman impression right now. That's another one. That's another conspiracy theory. There's a reason why everybody's Cartman impression is crap. I just don't know what the reason is. I'm just sure it's a conspiracy. It's like, nobody can do a good Cartman impression. I've not seen it. Even the best impersonators I've ever seen, they do shite Cartman impressions. It's all bad. It's like everyone to the 4 people that are listening to us right now, your Cartman impression and
You're like,
if we have an audience, it makes us seem more legitimate. So, like, this is an announcement to the world. To the world, right? To the world, the whole world. Your Cartman impression is crap. Stop it.
That's very controversial.
I just want to put that out there.
Screw you guys and good.
Oh, it makes me cringe. It's awful. It's terrible.
It's like a very specific thing to be.
It's like, do you know why the ring pull is a different metal from the rest of it? It's a fucking conspiracy. That's why.
I thought he was going to have a real answer.
See, it's a get jail free card, man. It's so easy. It's so easy, man. You just throw that up. That's it.
You got us all in, Caz. We thought we were going to learn something new.
You weren't.
And then you just fucked us over.
And how disappointed are you?
Asshole.
Well, you've learned a lesson. Valuable lesson
never
today.
Trust Kaz.
Is never trust me.
Back to the serious topics. Back to serious topics.
Okay.
Pokey bum wanks, yay or nay?
Yeah, nay, there you go.
I think they're just a fact of life, man.
There you go.
Perfect answer.
That's a good answer. Yep.
We should all
clap. We should all clap.
Round of applause.
You can leave now.
So we were talking about next Sunday, weren't we? Did we finish that conversation?
We're talking about should it be illegal to eat people. I'd rather try and find a topic about where we disagree about something. They're more fun.
Well, NNUC is
prostitutes.
Prostitutes?
And I think we all
selling
pretty much agree
sex
that.
for money, selling your body.
Again, it's not the business of the state what two consenting adults do in their bedroom. So,
can I just interrupt and say that Jura Origins 10 years of age whiskey is rather nice, so buy it. Advertisement.
Capitalist.
So you can maybe email them and get some money now.
Because I'm going to stab you in the eye.
What did I say?
With a knife I bought for a...
That violates the non-aggression principle.
Do you know how much a red light room costs in Amsterdam per day?
80 euros or so?
I have no idea how.
150 euros.
Oh, it's not too bad. I think the 80 euro version was the one that's... 150 euros. What's that? 120 quid? 110, 150
quid? 150
quid.
Nearly.
Is it? Right. So we're...
Fucking Brexit.
Fuck the Brexiters.
The Brexiteers.
I supported Brexit and I keep dissing it. I'm like, no Brexit. I'll clarify that I supported Brexit.
Let's talk about Article 50. Let's do that.
Article 50.
Which they should invoke right fucking now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally. But then I did support leaving the EU, so I'm kind of biased.
So did I.
Does anybody not agree with leaving the EU?
If Scotland is an independent nation, I think they should still be in the EU.
Why?
Because their trade works better. We're more a European society, I would say, than Great Britain.
I think about 17% of our trade goes to the EU. And if the argument for being independent is that we get better trade, we actually trade 70% of our trade to England. So if we would be part of the EU and England wasn't in a situation where Scotland would be independent, we'd be actually shooting ourselves in the foot more than we would be if we actually just left the EU. Whereas I agree with you on the independence thing. I think we should be independent, but I don't think we should be part of the EU because independence is about being self-governing and about sovereignty. And that was the only argument for me. There was only one argument, and it was about sovereignty, and it was about being independent. And if that means a stepping stone of being independent as a UK and then becoming an independent as Scotland afterwards, then that would be a good situation for me, I think. But in terms of trade and the economic arguments and all that kind of stuff is valid, as 100% valid as they are. I think we should be making our own trades agreements and our own trade decisions and our own. I think we should be 100% independent. No Westminster, no Brussels, no NATO. All of that gone. Let's just start again. Become the pioneers that we once were. We nearly invented fucking the modern world. We were the most intelligent. The Scottish people were the most intelligent people in the world at one point. We had a thriving economy. We were one of the best nations in the world, and we were providing the world with all these amazing things and amazing inventions, and we've shat the bed.
We also tried to colonise like Southern America and failed miserably. Wasted all our money, and that was actually the catalyst for the union.
We were slavers as well in Jamaica. There's a lot of McDougalls and McDuncans and all that kind of stuff.
What you're saying about a prosperous nation is kind of void when you think about the fact that the reason we unionised with England was pretty much because we were on our arse. And also,
it was a Catholic Protestant.
I'd like to point out that the European Union is also quite complex in the sense that there's a lot of countries that aren't in the European Union, yet they benefit from a lot of parts of the union.
Yeah, that's called the European Economic Area, and that's amazing. That's where we should be.
And stuff like that.
And that means we keep free movement of people. We get access to the single market. It's a fucking literally a win-win situation for everyone involved. That's where we should be. We should be in the EEA.
Because I supported leaving the EU, people that heard of that automatically thought, "Oh, you hate the Browns." You hate the Polish.
You're all racist white men.
Everybody that. But I support more immigrant. I'm fully for open borders. And Caz,
fuck's sake.
Fucking leave.
Capitalism out of your table and shit, man.
So I support total open borders.
Me too. I think passports are too strict.
Like the Highlands and even Fife in some parts has problems with poverty because there's not enough immigration. There's no enough people there to build up a suitable business that's going to benefit people. So I think we need a shitload more fucking immigration.
Negro moustache, mate.
And the thing, I can't. I've tried. I just get like pedo fucking looking.
It's amazing.
So you've made me lose my point. You can't.
Sorry.
He does that a lot, doesn't he? He just keeps
What the fuck was I saying?
Free.
Immigration, more people coming in. Yeah, I'm with you. No, I'm 100% with you.
I like other people.
Well, that was funny because there was a poll done after Brexit, and we're still hearing even to this day that people voted Brexit because they hate immigrants and all this kind of shit. And it's like, well, if you actually look at the poll, there was only 30% of leavers voted leave for immigration purposes, and it was to get back control of our borders, not necessarily to limit them. And that was the key one for me. It's like, I'm happy with an immigration policy. I'd just rather we made it. And that was what it was all about. I don't want foreign countries, in the true sense of the word, making decisions about our country. I want the people who live and work here to make the decisions. And if those are people coming out of Scotland and coming into Scotland to then make those decisions, great. Then that's a good thing. But I don't want people in other countries, hundreds of miles away, in their little bureaucracies, with their own private shopping mall and fucking 300 grand a year, making decisions about my country, making decisions about what fucking light bulbs I can buy. It's like, fuck off. This is not your job. I know it's like they're going towards this globalist agenda where we're all going to be under the fucking one government, one government. The fucking aye, but it's but this was the thing. They wanted one unifying government, and one unifying nation, if you like. They wanted. And this has been kicking off ever since even before the fucking First World War. And so what have we got? We got a European alliance, if you like, with its own flag, its own anthem. They're talking about fucking army, its president. They've got their own national anthem. It's Ode to Joy by Beethoven with no words because it's a German anthem and they can't. It's fucking honestly. They're creating a nation state. They're not. It's not a fucking alliance. You know what I mean?
I think that's
wait. Ode to Joy is like a fucking great part of the Ninth Symphony. Fourth part is fucking great.
It is, yeah. And they've adopted it as their national anthem by taking all the words out.
Exactly, it's a fucking great tune.
Just the thing I want to point out is that saying that I'm a fan in support of open borders, people can hear that and sometimes say, "Oh, so you just want to let murderers and that?" And I'm like, open borders doesn't exactly mean what a lot of people think it means. A lot of people think it means no regulation at all on border control. It doesn't mean you just let anybody in. You could do the very, very basic check and make sure they're not a fucking serial sex rapist. You could totally do that and still have an open border policy. It just makes it easier for people to get in if they're struggling. And if somebody wants to come to the UK because their country is a shithole or whatever, then
or they just want to come and start a business or work or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Even if they just happen to like Scotland for some reason.
Aye, just come to Scotland because
And in Australia, I think it's Australia and I'm probably completely wrong, they've got a system where if you've got a trade or a skill, then you're allowed into the country to immigrate. And if you don't,
it depends on what trade and what skill as well. If they don't need doctors, then you're not getting in. If they don't need tradesmen, then you're not getting in. It's so draconian. That's what UKIP want, and that's where UKIP and I bump heads, is because UKIP has actually quite a lot of policies I agree with. There's a lot of policies I agree with within UKIP, but there's like 2 or 3 kind of big ones that make them just as authoritarian as the other parties. They keep Nigel Farage. It's like you can't put a fag paper between the political parties. It's like, yeah, including yours, mate. Like, you guys are just basically the Tories with the serial number filed off, with a few few ideas that are pro-freedom. That's it. There's they're about as libertarian as the fucking Tories are, which is not very much. It's, but it's really weird that that's the border control thing. That the Australian style point system. Not only is it really expensive and lengthy to manage, like people need to physically go right. We've got our quota of doctors. Rechange the whole fucking system and start again because now we're looking for someone else.
Well, that seems like a pain in the arse.
It is a pain in the arse.
So you don't think that would work here then?
No, definitely
no. That would be a terrible fucking system to implement, especially in Scotland. Maybe in England.
Are they not? Did that not?
Can I ask a
Did
question?
that not come up?
Go on,
Did that not come up at some point? Of them having like a list where you have to have a trade something to come in to Britain? Was that not a thing at one point?
It was a thing at one point. UKIP, they want an Australian-style point system where they could basically.
I heard that, and I was thinking that seems quite good.
I mean,
it
does.
I've not really thought about it. No.
Well,
in theory, it seems like a good idea.
In theory, it seems like a good idea because it is. Fundamentally, on the surface, it is a good idea because what you're doing is you're catering to whatever your country kind of needs. But then you've got to suddenly think, who's deciding what your country needs? Well, it's a fucking shower of idiots in the Parliament, isn't it?
There'll be some computers at this point.
Yeah, well, exactly, or some strategist, some statistician somewhere sitting with a fucking laptop, you know.
Rapist.
Sexual assault.
There's two things at the podcast then. Sorry man, what were you were going to say something?
Just about Brexit. Beforehand, the UK seems to me like a very small country with a lot of assets, let's say. Assets, be it that they're real or not real, let's say, because money is, debt and all that, whatever. Do we not think that Britain as itself was already punching far above its weight, and now that we've left, there's nothing else to actually enjoy except from oncoming poverty and just really bad times ahead?
What do you mean pushing above his weight?
Look at the size of the UK, and it's the head of a banking system, but I mean the banking system's collapsed twice in my lifetime anyway. I believe
it's getting set to collapse again in the next few years.
So we've not really got much going for us, I can see. So what was the point in us separating ourselves from a larger constituent?
Well, the idea is that we'd have more freedom to get involved with other countries. Right now, there's regulations in the EU that make it more difficult to get into trade agreements with countries outside of the EU, and without the regulation from unelected people in the EU, it could make it easier for us to get into a much wider market afterwards.
Also, as well, I mean, I would say
capitalist.
What? Sorry, were you going to say something?
I was just joking.
I don't know, but see from the perspective, it's like the reason it's like you described it as taken away from a larger contingent. Well, there's only 28 states in the EU. There's 200 plus countries in the world. So the rest of the world. So what we were doing is we weren't actually part of a global, we were part of a majority collective. We were part of a minority elite of almost exclusively white countries who were imposing regulations not only on the trade that comes in, but the trade that goes out, and not only about it's the people that come in and the people that go out. We're talking about free movement of people, and people that were supporting the EU were saying, I want free movement of people and I want to keep that. Well, we don't have free movement of people. We have free movement of white Europeans, and then Africans can stay on the dinghies to die. So it's for me, it was more of a moral standpoint as well. I've never supported the EU as an institution because some of its policies are barbaric, and that's one of them. So I think
you're saying that the Commonwealth is bigger and better than the EU, so it's better for, in the view, Britain to be part first and foremost of the Commonwealth, and then I'd say a European state member second.
Well, if it was up to me, I'd have neither of them. But yeah, I think what we were doing as well is when you think about the Commonwealth, I think about like countries like India, for example, and the Indian people can barely even visit this country, let alone trade or come over and stay here permanently without a really, really good reason, and things like that. And it's a shame. It's like we're actually treating, it's like we always go out and bang on about the hundreds and thousands of Americans that kind of saved our ass in World War II, and that's true. But what about the millions and millions and millions of Indians that we're now denying from even entering our country to visit, for a funeral, for anything like that? We're saying, no, you can't come in because our masters in Brussels don't let us. I think, and to answer your question, I think we should be more, if we're talking about where loyalties lie, if they should lie anywhere, I think the Commonwealth maybe first and foremost, because, it was, these are the ones that have kind of sacrificed an awful lot to maintain this kind of, this ideal, if we like, of Western civilization. Not that I'm making apologies for imperialism or anything like that, but these are our allies, kind of inherently. It's almost like inherent neighbours rather than anything written on a piece of paper.
We were allies before anything went really bad. So.
Totally. But if it was up to me, I'd have none of them. I'd be completely independent.
I would just say though, you're kind of implying that the European Union is like
evil.
Well, no. I mean, like, you're implying that European Union is stopping, like, Commonwealth countries from sort of being the party, like, getting involved with UK or whatever, for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
In different ways.
Yep.
But it's more to do with the fact that, well, in India in particular, is they no longer wanted to be part of the Commonwealth, hence the independence and all that. That's more to do with it than the EU. That was not before the EU. So that the reason Indians won't be able to, like, I don't even know if that's fact, that they can't come over for funerals and stuff, but if you're saying that that's fact, then I reckon I put it to you that the reason would be because of the independence.
Well, any independent country, independent of the Commonwealth, can also come and we decide how they.
There'll be rules for individual countries. Every country is different.
But
it's a very complex arrangement.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, but the complex arrangement gets thrown on its arse when you delegate that problem to a collective. And that collective is so diverse, like you're saying. We're talking about totally different.
The EU.
But it is, because they're the ones that make the policy within the free movement of people. They're the ones that make the free movement of people policy, which isn't as another really Orwellian term.
But that doesn't apply to UK anyway. We're not part of the Schengen area.
No, but we're part of free movement of people.
Yeah, but we're not part of the Schengen. But there's a lot of policies.
We have our own, because we're an island. We get passports and stuff, but that's about it. The fact of the matter is, we don't get to make the policy, regardless of who comes in and who comes out. But the EU, what they do is they're deliberately discriminating against people that are not members of the EU. From moving and entering countries that are to the point where they're even bribing totalitarian governments in Africa. They're giving money to those people to tighten their borders, to stop more poor black people crossing the borders in dinghies and all this kind of stuff, because they won't take them in. They're basically saying no, and that's because they don't come from a country that's part within the EU. I'd say open the fucking doors.
Well, to be fair, I think even without the EU, there'd be countries that would be adverse to like people immigrating illegally.
Well, yeah, but what is illegal immigration?
Well, yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, I didn't agree with borders all that much at all.
Yeah.
But the fact is, there are laws in place, and there's an agreement between a lot of people, millions of people.
We could even end up with a stricter immigration policy than the EU does.
There's agreement between millions of people within a country saying, look, we're here, and for anybody to come in, they have to just kind of go through some checks and that. That's how we agree. This is the Ur patch or whatever.
Yeah,
I do agree with that. It's a bit like cannibalistic, a bit like caveman mentality, tribalism and that. Whatever, right? But that's the rules,
it's
man.
Nationalist.
That's the rules. But that's the rules, man. And like, I reckon it's really nothing to do with
But people
EU.
outside the EU are not even getting that option. They're basically saying you can't come in because there's only a finite amount of people that we can take. So what we have is since we have such an open doors policy to countries in Eastern Europe, who have large populations that have economic problems and they want to migrate over, which I would welcome, because that money's better in our pocket, right? So I would want them to come over, but the problem that we have is because the diversity between somebody's access to the UK, between someone in Poland, between some as compared to someone, say, from Brazil, we've got two completely different systems. That means that two different policies, and the policy for the Polish person is much easier, so much easier than that policy for that Brazilian. That's because an
agreement between the two countries through the EU.
But we don't get a say on that policy.
No, but we do.
But we don't.
Because every single country's got custom laws with the EU that is so complex. It's like the EU regulations aren't just a blanket like coverage of all countries. It's not just
a lot of them are, but the fact is that what I'm trying to say is it's not us that makes the regulations, regardless of what they are or where they come from or how complex they are.
Wait, can I just throw some examples for you? Right. UK doesn't use the euro, right? Now does Norway, right?
That's right.
The Vatican uses the euro, but it's not part of the EU.
Yeah.
Monaco uses the euro, but it's not part of the EU.
Everybody's got their own little laws because you can't make a blanket policy for these types of things.
Exactly.
But again, what we're doing is we're deferring this policy to people that don't live or work here. We're deferring that policy to people that we don't get a say on the policy. The people that actually make the policies, we don't even elect them. They get appointed. They get hand-picked by an elitist and then they start making these decisions. And the decisions that they're making is we don't want brown people in our cliquey little European niche. And what they're doing is they're.
I can see where you're coming from, but I don't agree that that's the bottom line.
Right.
Yeah, we've exhausted this.
TLDR, the EU is evil. That's my point. Yeah.
I agree, actually. I actually agree, but
No, I appreciate that. No, it's
I'm
a devil's
really
advocate.
interested in politics, but I've never been so bored in my life.
Well, you should have intervened. Come on, host. Jump
I don't
in.
fucking did. Shut the fuck up. So, Martin, you like games to be played too fast. Tell us about that.
I like games to be played too fast.
Games done quick.
Games done quick.
Yeah, you're involved with that.
I wish I was, but no.
You seem to share it every year. Are you just a fan, or are you just?
Yeah, I am.
Because I'm a fan of it as well.
So it's like
it's people just playing games quick.
Right.
They're the fastest to get
Caz might murder you right as we go through this.
He plays board games, no video games.
So it's basically computer games. People work out the quickest way to complete a game from A to B.
Speedruns,
yep.
You just don't be fucking being cool.
As games done quick, it says it in the title.
Cool.
They air that over Twitch and they raise money for a charity usually called Medicine Sans Frontier.
that's quality.
Which is Doctors Without Borders. And
who incidentally do not want any funding for the EU.
You're so born.
Nicely researched. Yeah, but so they raise at least $1 million. It's getting to twice a year for the world.
That's fucking
So
excellent.
it's on Twitch, right? And it's so fun to go through it. They've also got an archive online for all the games that they play through. So much fun. There's a guy that I'm subscribed to on YouTube called Seth Bling. I think he does more like Super Mario and stuff like that.
I've seen some speedruns of Mario 3. They're fucking insane. These guys are amazing, eh? Like it's a proper skill, eh? Like
some of these people playing these games, I'm just like, oh fuck, I couldn't even complete the game. You're doing it in 4 minutes.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's really fun to watch though. The games that I like watching call me a cunt or whatever, but like longer games like Metal Gear Solid, Grand Theft Auto, because they've got really cool glitches that they use sometimes.
Yeah. They're really creative, some of them, yeah.
It'll cut down Metal Gear Solid for like 8 hours for a normal person to like fucking 3 hours.
Aye.
And you're just
finding all these wee shortcuts.
Yeah. Jesus, it's really an amazing thing to watch. You can sit down on Twitch and watch it for fucking days.
Aye, mesmerising.
That's what I do. But I think the major one was Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. They complete that game from start to finish in 19 minutes, I think is the record.
What the fuck?
Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
I've only heard about that game through
the cutscenes would be the majority of it, man. Yeah.
They do a thing called a wrong warp on Goma, on the first boss in the Deku Tree. And they stand in a portal whilst doing a backflip whilst changing to an ocarina to change what they're going to do, so they don't warp, and then they walk through a door on a very specific frame. So bear in mind the game runs I don't think it's 60 frames per second, but they pick one frame out of these 60, 50, 40 frames to leave a door at after killing a boss without warping, bringing up your ocarina or whatever, and then they warp themselves to a room just before the boss room when everything's done.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, man.
My flatmate that I stayed with for fucking years used to play Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how different that is to compared to what you're talking about
they
there.
They do the runs of Kingdom Hearts as well.
He was fucking insane.
I think they've got that down to a
playing
couple
fucking
hours.
Kingdom Hearts, man.
You're really drunk. You're so drunk.
I am fucking wasted, by the way. I'm sorry.
Can we bit Steven? It's fine though.
I actually feel terrible right now.
Oh, you're alright.
I feel so bad. I've ruined everybody's day.
That's a drink tongue.
So I feel bad, man.
He's got depressed. Oh fuck.
Actually, genuinely do feel bad for
Denigrate, you're alright.
There's no chance to be getting. I just feel bad. That's it.
You also study physics, don't you?
I did, yeah. I studied physics.
Holy fuck, by the way!
Physics.
Yeah, I researched the fucking shit out of you, by the way.
You're up here talking.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Band that you're in.
I'm not in anymore. Wait.
Oh, you left? Have you
I left that shit, man. I'm only joking.
You used to stop talking, is that what
Have you actually left the band?
I've left, yeah. I left
for what reason? You know, like
what position did you play?
The Tenacious D stuff.
Well, that's plenty.
The music was good. But I fancied going in a different artistic direction. I have to say.
Shit, I hate that. I hate people say that.
What did you play?
What was it you played?
I played bass. I'd like to play keys. Or maybe synths
Guitar.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
See, if I could do the Daft
There's
Punk,
a new Korg guitar that just came
dynamic.
out. It's like fucking a few months ago, and it's like fucking red, and it looks the tits about 600 quid. Oh man, I want one.
My dad plays keyboard,
That's so cool.
and he was in the house, but I reckon when he's,
Yeah, did he go home?
I don't know where he's been.
I have no idea who your dad went.
He spoke to you last, Stephen. What did he say?
Yeah,
You don't remember shit, do you?
I'm drunk.
So that's the thing. So have you got a new? Have you replaced Martyn yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, man.
I seen them
I bet
last
Shaun might
weekend.
read this fucking.
They played 3 tunes, I believe. Did you go for 4? I think he's.
Oh, you talking about last weekend at the barbecue? Yeah, we
man,
played 4. No. Yeah, we played 4.
Yeah.
So there's no
Still
bad blood between you or anything. It's
No,
just-
not at all. Not at
Play
all.
a tune, man.
No, it's all good.
I'm not gonna play
He's
the
my
tune.
brother.
Professionals.
No,
So is the new
we've
bassist better
been
than you?
friends longer than that.
Give him
yeah.
time. Who
Longer
knows?
than the bands.
He may be. He may be.
You got plans for new bands to join, or are you just sort of taking a look?
I would like to. At the moment, I've got a few tunes on my laptop, and I'd like to do a show at the venue every Thursday, which is kind of half done. It's not really. I need to make some promo for it.
Need a
Solo, is it
need a
solo?
singer.
No, it's going to be through the laptop. It's going to be like a virtual DJ. I'm going to have a wee projector up.
Yes.
Gonna be playing the music videos at the same time.
Can I
gonna be
just say,
mixing them in.
I've seen an early version of this show and it's fucking awesome.
Is this the show you were talking about this the last time you were up?
I believe so. Yeah, I go through.
There was less drunk people at that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I go through moments of stasis where like I watch games done quick for a week and then like. So I haven't really done much since then. I have to say.
So we'll go back to the physics. What type of physics was it? Because we had a
A physics guy.
chemical physicist or something, a physical chemist.
Research fellow, man.
So his real life.
He had a PhD. So
Good on him.
that's about
I
as
did
much as I know.
up
He's a
to.
research fellow, man.
I did up to a half year through second year physics. So that does all your kinesmatics, so all your motions, including in a circle and a pendulum, all that kind of stuff.
Look, is that what you're going to ask?
Prego.
How the fuck do boomerangs work, man? Came out to go through it right now. The whole thing. Right now.
Is it centrifugal force or the other one I can't pronounce?
Centripetal force is the usual
If
one.
you go through it, Ross
throw it.
Gallagher is a fucking idiot.
Ross Gallagher
No.
couldn't explain
No.
how a
He's
boomerang
a
works.
fucking spastic.
It's to do
boy.
with a lot of air friction, I believe, and the bend in the wood as it goes
Fucking
along.
lies. Look, I'm lying.
He's
So
researched this. This is fuck
Fucking
up with
lies,
Avery
man.
learning physics. This is just he's been
Right,
interested.
Oh yeah, I know.
I
you're
know,
gonna ask
I know.
Go through it. Go through it.
Magic.
Caz knows nothing.
It's magic.
We agree on something finally.
Tell us the fucking secrets.
Witchcraft.
It's just a stick that comes back to you. How cool is that?
You have to. The stick has to love you.
An asshole for the stick to go back and go, "Way."
That's alright.
Right.
So yeah,
That's cool. That'll do
I
me.
got up
That's
to
absolutely
gas laws and infinite potential wells, and then I was like, that's too much for me. I'm no really revising. And then I played Street Fighter 4.
Have you ever?
That seems fair, man.
Since you mentioned Street Fighter 4, I have to mention Turbo Tuesdays at Min-Max Games. Yeah, we
Fucking
Min-Max Games.
Fucking capitalist.
Fuck it, yeah, damn right. Every Tuesday, from about 7 o'clock.
Where is this?
Every Tuesday, on 7 o'clock in the arcade in Kirkcaldy.
Right.
Min-Max Games, we run Turbo Tuesdays, we do fighting game tournaments, we do Street Fighter, we do Killer Instinct,
Do you do
we
Super
do,
Smash Bros?
we do Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart.
I
Right,
wanna
so
fucking cook
yeah,
that.
definitely. So we do that every Tuesday at 7. Well, actually, next week we're going to be at the Freshers Fair for the Adam Smith College, along at the what's it called? That's the
Dundee.
campus.
Right, the nursing place.
No, the one. Yeah, that's it. It's in Bristol. Yeah, we'll be at the Bristol campus from about 9 in the morning ish, maybe, depending on what time we get sorted. And we're going to be setting up. We're just going to sit and play video games all
Sounds really
afternoon.
cool, man.
So serious question.
We'll get contact.
You're
We gave away £500 at our last tournament. With
£500
with the
that I could
prizes.
have had in my
Yep.
pocket.
You'd be interested.
Yeah.
That's true.
Totally. At your events, are socialists allowed?
Of course.
Whoa!
Nice.
Because I say, within my philosophy, you're free to do whatever you like. Within your philosophy, I get whipped if I don't share.
I love.
I'll be in a gulag.
Every time me and Caz meet each other, we know that we agree on like
everything,
at this point,
nearly
like
everything.
60%, 80%.
You just need to see the light and join the dark side, my friend.
The one part that he's wrong about, we just automatically just eye each other's necks all the time.
Well, Craig wants to force people.
Would you like to hear my grand conspiracy theory?
What is it?
Yes. Is that people will no longer be fighting over real things, but virtual things, and thus the next big one's going to be over.
Wars are going to be determined by score.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
and prize money.
That'd be fucking excellent. That'd be fucking excellent.
Anyway,
because then the war can also be fought by like virtual beings as well, and so then instead of actually humans killing each other, we could just all send
robot wars
into a fucking
robot wars,
and then be like, my robot won. That means my policy stands.
Okay, I'll make an official announcement that if you could guarantee that capitalism would cause robot wars to be global, then I'll fully support capitalism.
What if I said that that reality is impossible under socialism?
Oh shit!
It's possible within capitalism. For all we know, if we had unrestricted capitalism, we could all be driving robots. We could all be flying around. For all we know, we could have propelled technology to the point where we didn't even need resources anymore. We could have had a replicator. We could be on the fucking Starship Enterprise, like
transportation devices.
Transportation devices.
Fucking
teleport.
Teleport.
Let's ask the physicist.
The physicist that couldn't answer the fucking.
If you were air friction, man. Technically, it would be depends on what kind of duplication you were on about, but there's the whole.
What about the deconstruction, reconstruction?
Yeah, that's the idea that you wouldn't be the same person, but you would be.
Seriously,
it depends.
I'm genuinely interested, man.
All about what makes up a human.
Yeah.
Alright, so
hatred.
If you believe that your soul was within your body and all that stuff, would your soul transpose to the next person?
I didn't believe in a soul.
What you'd essentially be doing there with the deconstruction reconstruction theory, I think you're essentially just killing someone and cloning them. And you're creating someone different.
That's a fucking thought.
Would that new person?
Have you ever seen The Prestige? Watch The Prestige. It's a fucking excellent film. It'll blow your mind. It's awesome. It's really, really good. And Tesla's in it, who's David Bowie, and it's amazing. So yeah,
Tesla plays David Bowie.
David Bowie plays Tesla.
Tesla's changed his career. Fucking hell.
He was resurrected just for that specific part in the film. Yeah, no, it's a really good film, and it deals with this whole idea that if you.
Capitalistic cocos.
I'm going to say no more about The Prestige, but you should watch it based on that, because if I say any more, I'll spoil it.
This podcast is a fucking mess, by the way.
What a mess.
I have no idea who's editing this.
So. May I just mention that no coke was spilled during that?
No,
no Coca-Cola was harmed.
Nico was supposed to be a Martyn anyway, because he just turned up 10 minutes ago anyway.
Capitalism's.
Are you drinking that whiskey straight?
Yeah.
Yes.
You drink whiskey straight?
That's the best way to drink whiskey.
You sting.
Aye, that's alright, man.
Can I just say, I'm disgusted at the way that you are disgusted that he's drinking that straight. Of course you're fucking drinking it straight. It's whiskey. What you want to do with it?
Sean, you're a grown man with long hair.
Whiskey is a drink on itself. It's the breath of this land.
Right, fine, give the drink.
Do not
taste it.
Do not.
I'll give you some vodka and coke if you want.
Please.
Shut up! You do not dilute good whiskey.
Yes,
well
and especially that whiskey is a fucking good one. In fact, I would like another.
Yeah.
It's going around as a gift. So please,
Mark,
man.
Get that in you, man.
Okay, I won't take that left.
Chili vodka, mate. Chili vodka.
Where the fuck have you been?
Didn't worry about it. What the fuck? Right.
What an authoritarian this man is.
Welcome to Scott Stunner Podcast, man. My dad has returned to the fucking life-affirming other stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah, the live. Yeah, is that you fucking been attacked by the
pig? Oh, it's really again?
Oh, yeah, bastard.
Come back in, fuck it.
Did you just take a shot of that?
I just took a wee sip back.
I don't.
Martin, you're a fucking idiot. You just took a drink of that fucking chili vodka.
So it has chili in it.
Wait, no. Nobody fucking told him what was in it.
You idiot. That's got 5 Carolina
Reapers
in
fucking
it.
insane.
It's quite nice.
It's got 5 Carolina Reapers in it.
I can feel my eyes watering now.
Jesus.
Oh. You know what, Martin? I feel sorry for you, so I'm going to have to join you.
I would
shake my hand for that.
I would love that in like Norway.
By the way, can I just say that should be a crime. That was not fair on Martin. You said to him, hey, have a drink of this vodka. Nobody explained to him that there's 2 million Scoville unit chilies in
what
this.
What were you fucking doing?
Can I have another wee taste?
Get the film, no! Get the video camera, cunt.
It's there, man. It's right there.
Ronnie, go and film this.
You want me to break it? Okay.
Fuck, man.
Geese, give me the fucking camera, I'll film and talk about politics.
So is that what they are?
Oh, you idiot, cunt, fuck.
You fucking nutter bastards.
How long have you been in there for?
That was your fault, Stephen.
2 months.
2 months?
2 months?
Fuck.
Bring the fucking that.
Jesus.
Well, if we're going on Skittles vodka times,
2
it's...
months in here.
How are you still talking to me?
It's alright.
What?
just give it a minute.
Is it no what?
It's alright, my lips are feeling it now, but that's better.
Is it no
What?
I'll try it.
I'm still fucking...
When I was...
I'm filming this.
Get me on film.
When I was 17ish...
Ask me again, Greg.
That's actually a question I want to ask you. Do you drink? Is there a reason you didn't drink? Is it just health
I
reasons?
don't like hangovers. Is it?
See, I didn't get hangovers.
I agree. Fuck you.
And when you but thanks to the oppressive yoke of our communist government, we can't drink and drive at all. They're practically communists, man. But yeah, it's because we live in the USSR. We can't even have a sip of alcohol and drive it anymore. Well, that's the thing. That's why people can't disagree with me in person, because I'm so fucking charming.
I have heard of advertisements in the 70s that are like, drink 5 and drive or something like that. You're no more than 5 pints.
So we were talking about this earlier. What is the legal drinking limit?
I haven't a clue, which is why I have to fucking just avoid it.
They say
it's pretty much zero. It's close enough to zero.
Take it case by case. The last time I had it was 1.2 units.
Was it 1.2 units? Oh, shit.
But that differs from person to person, so there's no guarantee that one drink is going to be fine. You know, it's really fucking stupid. They might as well just ban drink driving entirely. It's fucking retarded. It's stupid. Fucking state. It's the government's fault.
Oh,
but it's fucking stupid. It's really stupid. It's barely enforceable.
Right now?
I can drive home. Yeah, I'm fine.
For now.
Aye. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucked up.
He's not been fucking drinking, Steve.
I've not been drinking anything, so I'm fine.
Actually, I'm so drunk that I forgot.
And he's not had any drugs, so
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm so fucked up that I forgot it was a drink.
Yeah.
I'm so drunk.
From
there's been no drugs and no alcohol, so
right. From about I'm fine.
Are you alright, Fair?
Yeah, fair.
By the way, Fair,
nice
Martin Fair.
He came about 3.5 hours later.
Caz Paul, fair.
We've done that.
But Martin Caz Paul, he was a.
Oh, we've done that.
He's a failed.
Yeah.
Well, just say this anyway. He's a failed politician.
Failed politician.
Did you get the politician's belt? Like,
I didn't.
like
No, I didn't. But I did get more votes than Solidarity and Rise in the northeast of Scotland. So I just got to point that out. Thanks so much. And we're only 10 minutes old, and I had a budget of £300. So that was for all the candidates.
The thing that makes that Mary a punch in the neck is that I voted for Solidarity.
with a huge budget and been around for like 10 years or something.
I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
Enjoying your time.
Or even you.
It'd be nice to have a conversation where Bill isn't misrepresenting my argument. That'd be good.
See that? There's very fucking few people he would be willing to talk to. But you.
Right, he wants to talk to me.
I still want to hear that.
I'm not going to say anything, man. All I would say is it was looking forward to talking to you.
Ah, yeah, that'd be good because we actually. It's really funny because Bill and I nearly agree on. Again, lots of things. He wants like, you know, freeing up things like prostitution shouldn't be illegal. You know, the decriminalisation of all drugs. As soon as I heard that, I was like, fucking yes, you know. That's it. And he was against the EU and all that kind of stuff. And then he said something along the lines of nationalising energy, and I was like, oh, it's so close, Bill, so fucking close. And that's it. When that's it, you know, it's like they get freedom almost right. Almost right.
I do think that's why I like him.
Aye.
Because a good close argument, but
yeah,
a wee bit stretched.
It's because the nuance of the disagreement is a bit more sophisticated than you're wrong and I'm right.
It's always economics. It's an economical.
It's an economic argument,
which makes it more mature. And it's not sort of, you're a dick. It's more sort of, Well, I think you're wrong for these reasons.
Because I get a lot of pelters. I mean, there's people that say, "Oh, you're against the welfare state. You hate poor people." That's the jump that people tend to make. But then when I turn around and say, "Well, what is working about the welfare state that you like at the moment?" and they can't come up with it. There's sanctioning and all this kind of stuff that's happening.
I support universal basic income.
That sounds like a brilliant idea. Comparatively speaking to the welfare we have at the moment, that's a far better idea. Again, how to solve the problem of more freedom and not less. That's how you do it.
Although I don't agree with your idea of fair tax.
Fair tax. What about my idea? No tax.
But your idea of tax would be to put it on
sales,
which is called the fair tax thing, which is what I just.
And I would do a voluntary tax system. I would want people to pay into the system if they wanted to.
I would pick a donation system. Like
the charities that they want to do. Can someone put? If nobody would do it, then so what do you do? You force them?
Well, what would happen if nobody does it? Then
I actually disagree.
There's no money going into the government. Yeah. Then you have other institutions take over the responsibilities the government used to have. Again, it's not about removing the government and then removing the things that the government does. It's about removing the government and letting better institutions come in and run it better.
Would those institutions be allowed to take profit?
Yes.
Ronnie,
because profit in essence makes progress. You look at it like. Because you look at the profits that something makes from like a pharmaceutical company, for example. People say you shouldn't be profiting from pharmaceutical companies, but what if the profits from that pharmaceutical company not only paid men to research better medicine, but also got the medicine to people at an affordable price? That's a good thing when profits happen.
There's the idea though that it's not all. Like pharmaceutical companies might not make the best drug going because like they won't make the most money from it. So.
Yeah, because they're not. Because the playing field isn't fair. You know, you've got some pharmaceutical companies that benefit from some cronyism within the insurance industry and all that kind of stuff, and that's where the problem lies within their private healthcare system. But
I've got an idea.
Yeah,
can I just put this towards you?
Of course.
There's the idea put forward by conspiracy theorists is Medley that there's a cancer cure that already exists but is being suppressed. That's a perfect word. Thank you, Shaun, for the long hair. In order to make profit. And my argument would be
bollocks.
But I totally agree. But my argument would be that in a socialist government, because it's about saving money, that if that's true, that a cancer cure is suppressed, that in a socialist thing where that idea would totally be absolutely dismissed because there would be no situation where that would be applicable.
Well, if you're talking from a free market perspective, as soon as something is discovered and there's a market for it, people will absolutely 100%. They're more incentivized, and now I was talking about risk taking and things like that because that's all the market is. You take risks of varying degrees. That's it. So the risk is diminished because they know they're going to get a guaranteed product that people need and that people want. So they will invest in that. And when you get investment from private donation, when you get investment, that means that that product would surge. Now the problem that you have within the pharmaceutical industry is things like patents, which are a real nightmare because you've got a patenting system. You say I'm going to have exclusive rights to this idea, and that idea is mine, and no one else can have it. Where if you have a free market where that idea is accessible to anyone, apart from those who maybe the discovery of that product is exclusive to them or whatever.
There that if the government buys a patent, then everybody's got free access to it.
No, they don't. Do you know why? Do you know why? If the government takes it for themselves, they're denying anybody else the competition, which means they've got no incentive to make that product better. That means if people die from that product, who's going to come in and make a better product?
See, you're wrong there. The government.
We're going to start talking about Martyn Sroka, and that's going to.
If what you said about Martyn Sroka was true, then I totally agree with him. But if all the patents that the government has bought lately has been given freely to universities,
but it's not free.
To research fellows, to come up with what they like.
That's
it.
But
the companies taking the.
But you're digging up a hole. You're digging up a hole to fill it up again. You know what you're doing is you're paying through taxes people to then research something which is then bought by taxes. And
we've got an actual camera.
What are you doing?
I've told you about 8 times.
You want to film with the real camera?
You want cinematographer?
I just like to capture it.
Oh, you can film with this. This is much better. Sorry,
So.
Give it to Stephen, he'll break it. You'll fuck up.
Yeah, to Dad quickly, for fuck's sake. Let Shaun fucking deal with it. He's Noah's wasting his life.
Open the fucking thing.
I'm very good at looking not wasted.
No, you're not.
I live my life looking not wasted.
Even sober, you look stoned. It's a weird face.
It's the hair.
That's half the trick.
Yeah, man.
If you look stoned whilst being sober, you have no problem once you're stoned.
I guess that's true.
That's very good. Very good.
Apart from like inert problems, where you're like, oh man, that thing that I want to buy is shiny or something. You know what I mean?
I buy a lot of shiny things.
Capitalist.
I can't believe this if you got it for 4 hours. Fucking hell.
I know.
My brain's done with it. Like I could tell who's the only sober person in the room because he's the one that's
winning all the arguments.
I wouldn't say you win. No, nobody's winning an argument. But you're the one that's keeping the conversation going. And like, well, it's just not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad.
Keeping us all awake.
But my brain's totally fried on this politics thing. Like I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore.
So you're something that isn't politics then?
Okay.
Yes.
Pokey bumwanks.
And we're back full circle. I'm actually going to have to leave very shortly, guys. I've got commitments in the
Sorry, they
morning.
went here an hour. So,
Commitments tomorrow.
I think we've exhausted the Pokey bumwanks as well.
I think so, man.
There's only so much you can do.
Well,
I mean,
there's only so many Pokemon ones you can eat before you explode.
There's only so many Pokemon wanks you can have before you end up at the doctor's with piles. Not experience of my own.
I didn't get a reply to that.
Somebody on my Facebook page said our podcast was very insightful thus far.
Oh, cheers very much.
Sarcasm or not, I haven't a fucking clue.
Yeah,
of course, man. Yeah, absolutely.
What does that mean?
A liar.
If you're needing a singer for any reason, let me know. I'm a singer. I do the kind of rock and metal and musical stuff. So
Nice, man. We'll make something happen.
How does he
That
get
sounds good.
any information fed?
I think you'd be highly
You got any
surprised.
information for
It
shit?
must be.
There you go.
Nothing has been.
Thanks.
I think this
What
is
you need to hear is at the bottom of the page for the big words that you've got.
Like a dictionary at the bottom.
Martyn.
Like, for instance, you were talking earlier about a word which I can't pronounce now.
Lively.
Maybe it was that one.
Aspartame.
Aspartame.
Oh,
Sorry.
what that is, that's
Oh, you care about aspartame. You want to hear what we're talking about? How do you
No.
pronounce aspartame?
Aspartame.
Aspartame.
Aspartame. See? Ah!
Hey, what was?
Get it up, he's all. Whoever it was said aspartame.
Remember, is it
Don't say it now.
Castle
Don't say it live.
or Colzine Castle?
I think that's really. He's a physicist. He doesn't really.
No, I just crooked up with me.
No, no.
Elaine Castle or Colzine Castle?
I reckon what he's referring to.
Leave comments.
I seriously
let us
think he's
know.
talking. I think he's talking
Or
pieces and
or-
shit.
no,
You're
no,
talking
what's
about
that name?
calzones, man.
Pizzas?
I'd love a calzone.
Because when I go places, I like to feel as if I know what I'm talking about, and then I'm not an air somewhere.
So you need to fucking feel us before you can understand what's happening.
Oh, we're going to Colzine Castle today.
And then nobody goes,
Hey,
What the fuck, motherfucker?
What kind of pedantic cunts would you need to bump into to be like, you can't even pronounce this local thing
You need to tell me
right?
about the surroundings, man.
You
I can't
be
fucking
the-
handle it. You need to tell me
It
about
was
the
like
surroundings,
another
man.
Oh, we're not going to the Lake District.
Oh,
we're
fucking
going
old are
to
you?
Breedalbane. And it's Breedalbane.
You fucking opening shit, I do like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So are we going to call it a night then?
Oh, I certainly am. You can carry on for as long as you want. I'll be listening when I get home. So if you're still there, I'll probably fire it on when I get home.
You've got a question, right?
One last question.
Well,
that's it.
Steve,
Right,
fuck
but
off.
before you ask it, I'm going to go. Thanks very much for having me, guys. It's been
Love you
absolutely
very much,
pleasure.
guys.
Well,
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's good to meet you too.
I realise I actually know who you are.
Fist pump, fist pump.
Now that you mentioned the
Fucking love one.
games shop that you're running,
Aye.
I probably actually realise who I know who
You
you
got
are.
scared of
Excellent. You
it,
should
man.
definitely
You
come along
got
and
a kid
fucking-
with you, man.
Sorry, man.
I
No,
don't.
it's not fucking.
I
he's
don't.
Rubbish.
I meant to bring my flyers and leaflets and stuff.
He's a very bad couple.
I know. I'm not
You're
good
a
at
very,
playing.
very bad
I'll
cutter.
let him speak to you one time.
It's in the arcade. It's in Kirkcaldy. Come and visit me. We're open till 10 o'clock every night. Done. Is it all the plug?
Noah.
No, is it no off? Is it all?
That's the one.
Oh shit. I thought you.
Well, thanks very much for having me, guys. It's been fucking.
Well,
You put man.
Yeah,
Fucking
let me know
loved it,
next time
loved it.
you're fucking doing something.
Anything insane.
Yeah.
Nice one. We'll definitely get in touch with you.
I'll go on for one of your news nights one night. Friday at 7 o'clock.
Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Thursday at 7. Right, cool. I'm rehearsing for the show then. My Thursdays are blocked, but as soon as that's over, I'll
any fucking time, man. Come on, man.
That sounds great.
Talk about any shit you want.
Great, man. I love it.
It's cool. Our thing is just talking about
Oh, good to meet you too, man. Thanks very much.
Right, so if you want to move, Ronnie wants one question for Dad, and we want to record this.
Very incisive question.
Alright, the last.
See you later. Right, it was nice to meet you as well. Yeah, so I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you, man. See you, Johnny's.
Fuck you, man.
What's happening?
Ah! Oh shit, motherfucker.
Oh, for all the listeners right now, somebody just got stabbed.
There's no listeners, Shaun.
Maybe got stabbed, you're
yesterday.
It's Kenway, it's no.
No, but it's going to be listenable tomorrow. There might be a listener.
Tuesday.
This has become.
Well, I might send this to somebody and they might listen to it, right?
Stop saying it. I'll leave it till Tuesday.
This
It's
is
a nice word for it.
insane.
Dionysian.
It's became Dionysian.
Yeah. Which is like if Apollonian is like Apollo is order, then Dionysian is like disorder and chaos.
Fuck off.
Sorry, man.
So
I know.
smart.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to introduce you to.
We never
some
invited
nice
any
philosophy.
smart people here, so if you're smart, fuck off.
Alright.
Cause like,
Shit, son.
I don't know.
Right, so we're going to cut ourselves off now, unfortunately.
I've got
Because
a
Stephen
question.
wants to go away.
Question for
Dad's not here now.
Oh, is he fucking off?
I love for the minute Martyn started speaking, you were like, oh, fucking, we're cutting it out.
I know.
It's you that wants to
fine.
go away for some reason.
I'm fine. We've done
Oh,
the
keep
3
fucking
hours.
going
We've
then.
done the fucking 3 hour podcast.
Oh, you said we can keep going.
And then
Right,
we're
Dad,
at
come and
fucking.
sit down. Stephen, fuck off.
We're at an hour.
Dad, come and sit down.
My voice being.
No. Hey,
I've
Ronnie
got a
wants to ask you a
question
question.
Sorry.
It's a very, very
I've
important,
been told to leave.
dire question.
How?
This is a fucking flowing hour and a half after the
Yes,
fucking
it's
3 hours.
fucking.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It's
Stephen.
BTN after hours. Shut the
Well,
fuck up.
we're still being recorded. Hello,
Yes.
my name is
Aye.
Bruce. I am an alcoholic.
Right.
This is going to be Vapor's Breath, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Oh, man.
On you go.
Right. Oh, come on then.
It's been better.
Alright then.
Right.
Go for it.
How's my vapour's breath?
Actually, I hung my head in shame.
Can I get a formal
I'll
apology?
be yes. But you'll notice that I've been sticking into my taxpayers
Wow.
things.
We started like 4 hours ago.
Purely because I've never tried a vape pen.
These are tax as well.
Do you want to try? Do you want to try?
I've never tried one. I would love to try one.
Can my dad
I'll
get
give you a blow on this once I've given it a wee charge.
Aye.
That's what
I'd
she
love
said.
to try one. And
Sorry.
There's fucking
I realised that was family ties.
Yeah,
I didn't mean anything by that.
oh, we are actually after the watershed, but it's certainly no that kind of thing. Anyway,
Go for it.
So you disagree with your previous statements about Vapor's Breath?
well, let's just say I've never ever I should never have been so forward about
Do you
it.
want to smell Ronnie's breath, you know?
No, no.
breath smells.
What I was referring to was the cloud of vapour as you pass a vape pen smoker.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's
right.
what it tastes.
Because there is maybe an aftertaste that
Smell.
the or after smell, like you can who you get passive smokers, or you get passive vaporizers people,
Aye.
right? And sometimes it depends on what they're vaporizing. If it's what you like,
There are people that
Right.
they vape e-liquids that are like Lambert and Butler flavoured, which
Tobacco
seems
flavoured, yeah.
well,
to, it seems
that,
to defeat the purpose.
I've never tried that. You
Bogdan.
see, the thing is, I like to actually inhale nicotine, right? I've tried
do inhale nicotine
I've
and
tried
vapes,
injecting it, but
Whoa!
He's taking the piss, right?
So what?
Are you talking about pads?
no,
You tried injecting it?
aye.
Do you care what that means?
Please clarify.
Well, I got one of the things that I used to get for you to give your Caz Paul,
Right.
right? What happened was there was I kind of bit some of your dropped some fluid in an ashtray, right? And I thought, well, I'll see if I could maybe just soak it up and swallow it like that, and see if it would hit me all right. but never. It just made me feel sick.
Yep.
That's because it's ash. You're not supposed to ingest ash.
No, it wasn't ash. It was actually watery tobacco.
What did I just hear, Martin?
I think it's nicotine's a poison, right? If you inject the same amount of nicotine that's in a cigarette straight into your system, you will no live through it, basically.
Martin's a scientist.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you do just drink pure nicotine.
Actually, I've got to say something here. I've had a few drinks now, and I'm blather the biggest amount of.
That's good. That's why.
I have never done that. No with cigarettes.
Normally we would have been cut off at 3 hours, but it seemed to be like about 2.5 hours when people got really pissed. And people started talking real shit, and it was much more fun than the first 2 hours that Martin missed.
You perceived
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I perceived it to be
which is probably the alcohol as well.
By the way, if you're still listening to this podcast 3.5 hours in, well done to you, by the way.
Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening.
Nice.
One of Caz's friends, and that's about it.
So
Caz's pal, well done.
If nobody else has got any more questions, then I think we'll just press the stop button and get on with our day and
get more
as if we're going to go to work or something. Let's just start the day.
That's alright. It's alright.
You can share some vodka enemas or whatever.
Or some Pokeball wanks.
Vodka chili enemas.
Oh,
that's disgusting, Sean.
No, you're taking it too far now. Too far.
Vodka enemas are fine, but chili vodka.
I mean, that's just sickening, man. Hang your head in shame.
I think my bowels would explode.
So, one last question,
What are you doing?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Right. So, we had a conversation earlier about Pokeball wanks, and everybody seems to be in favour of Pokeball wanks. Do you support people having Pokeball wanks?
I didn't even come with that.
Next one.
As you said, it's past the watershed.
It's essentially, do you know what masturbation is?
Let's not do that.
Yes.
It's masturbation involving a digit in the anus.
Or two.
Or a fist. If you could fit a fist, then that's fine.
I'm sorry, I don't partake, but you know.
Hey, shit, man.
I feel like that's a lie.
Has to clarify. I was like, this is funny, but I don't do that.
Everybody's done it.
I'm very sorry, but I've not done that.
You've done fucking anal.
You've maybe what?
Well, I've maybe had some, who could we say?
Yes,
G-spot.
People
stimulation.
and can there, but that's purely for medical reasons and research.
Well said.
Medical reasons and research.
But as for enjoyment, it's going certainly not.
Yum yum.
But do you support other people having a Pokemon wank?
No, I just can't understand that at all.
The male's G-spot's in the bumhole. It's kind of encouraging the men to put their bumhole to good use. It's quicker.
Yeah, milking the prostate, I believe.
Aye,
we can do.
I confirm that.
You sound very informed about
I
this.
have watched Eurotrip.
Is that no Euro trash?
No, that's a different one. That's
a bad version.
High quality.
Like, what program that is?
It could be
right,
on.
So
I've never seen
it.
Or was it Antoine or something?
We're just talking about masturbation.
Well,
so we're going to cut this podcast off.
Just as we're all about to
go for a wank.
We're all going to go for a
Pokemon wank.
And drink some chili vodka. So we'll see you next week.
Oh, a chili vodka enema Pokeball wank.
Oh, you are turning everybody on.
It's good night from
Daddy Dunk. I'm not doing it at all.
It's good night for Fair and it's good night for everybody else.
Good night.
Well,
we'll see you later.
Grab the vodka.
See you, bye.
I will. We're going up there.